Okay.
All right. Great. Now we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Everybody get a chance to review last month's minutes. Do we have a motion to approve from anybody? Anybody?
Motion to approve.
All right, wait a second.
Second.
Thanks, Bub. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. Minutes from last meeting were approved. And you said we have a visitor, but we'll come back to that if she comes in, if she's running a little late.
And Mike, just real quickly, that is, when you look at the agenda, the 314 together, that was that agenda item.
Oh, that is, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. And then we were gonna move the business bingo up, because CC
Sounds
has to even be somewhere at 9, so I'll let you get started.
Okay,
Hop right in.
so it's been fun. Pam and I have had a great time. Wouldn't you say, Pam?
Perfect, yeah.
We figured it out. Thank you, Eric. And I realized that unless you were a business here, you probably haven't seen everything. But what we did was started with a poster. And the posters, there it is. You get to go to Llewellyn's first, you pick a card, and then the cards are available from 10 to 4. The prize party is back at Llewellyn's from 4 to 5. You run around, I've been telling the retailers, just make them laugh, do something funny with the people that are coming in. And I just want people running around laughing all day and having a great time. It's not a timed event, so people can take their time and they can poke around, they can eat lunch, they can have drinks, whatever. And then there'll be $250 worth of Webster bucks that will be passed out, and that'll be from a drawing. So I just want to throw it out, like I can get a big jar, but if anybody has one of those drums that people use to shuffle around things, let me know. That would be kind of more dramatic and, you know, big league. So okay, so people are very happy about it. I've been saying to people, we're just trying to make sure everybody knows where all the businesses are. And you would not believe how many retailers are telling me that it is true that if you shop in Old Webster, people don't even know Old Orchard exists, let alone where Maypop is or the Ascendant is. So they're like, this is really a good thing. So that was very nice to hear. The promotions have begun. Jenny's replacing the media, Facebook, Instagram. Now, tell me where on Facebook it's going out.
So the Facebook ad got rejected like 4 or 5 times because they kept saying it was a job ad, which I was like, no. So it finally got accepted. And so Facebook and Instagram, it's the same ad. So it's going to both places, and it's going to like 18 to 65 people in Webster Groves and like 5 miles out with an interest in like shopping and style. Like it's kind of that curated list of people. So I've had it show up on my.
It showed up on mine
Yeah,
too.
I saw that you liked it. So more and more of that it's going to be in this week's issue of Webster Kirkwood Times and next week's issue of Webster Kirkwood Times. We'll mention it as well in that we've got a full page like newsletter ad that we do that's for next
Right, the
week.
Friday.
Yeah, it's inside Webster Groves is what it's called for Webster Kirkwood Times.
Oh,
So we'll put it
okay.
there, and then also the Friday page. It was in last week, it'll go this week and next week as well.
Great, and there'll be some drive time radio and wow, pretty much it.
Yeah, the drive time radio, and I'm trying to, it's
Missing
KTRS.
something,
Yeah, KTRS does a really affordable, it's like $25 an ad before their traffic updates during rush hour. So this is brought to you by, Business Bingo and Webster Groves. Go to explorewebstergroves.com.
Yeah, so apparently the Jazz Fest drew people from all over. In the Webster Groves bookstore. Sherry, I think is her name. She's like, oh, I hope you guys are, where are you advertising? Because she said there was a guy at the Jazz Fest that came back from De Pere to shop in her store. So
Nice.
I told her we're doing the gamut that we can do. And I've got the posters in everybody's business, but I also try to hit the high traffic areas. Straub's, Schnars, Parkmore Library, Rec Center, Freddy's, Designer Appliances, The Art of Entertaining, Sushi Station, Acme, McLean, Lemke's, and the Hair Saloon, and then I ran out. And Pam's been doing the same thing up in the Old Orchard. Pam,
Yeah, pretty much.
do you have anything you want to contribute, comment wise?
Nothing much, same thing in Old Orchard, and also the restaurants seem very supportive and happy to put it up. So I think it's the same level of enthusiasm, we're hoping.
Yeah, so now it's just about getting the word out, making sure people go to Llewellyn's. I have ordered yard signs, so there'll be some arrows to help people navigate. Not a lot, like I think I only got 10, but 10 will be enough to get people to Crossroads or all the way to Shrewsbury. And hopefully to Llewellyn's. So that's what's going on with the business bingo.
Do you have a list of the participating businesses?
Yes, okay, Eric, would you go back to the assets?
That's me.
Oh, whoever, okay, thank you. So, well, those are the assets right there. These are all the online assets. But the participating businesses, I can pass this around.
Okay.
I just brought my own sheet. There is a cheat sheet. And I would like to, it's not necessary for you to have a business to promote the event, so. Jenny, or Fran, could we send out everything that Jenny received to the group here in case anybody wants to use? Yeah, you guys already had the email list on that, so. That way people can promote on their own social media if they want to.
Sounds great.
Okay, and there's a cheat sheet too, so that you can connect the businesses with their clues. And that'll be in the email. Okay.
What was the budget for all the paid advertising? What was the spend?
I think you had it up there a second ago.
Yeah.
I missed it, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, she didn't mean to show it to you.
Oh, I
That's
don't know
why
how
I
much
showed
they
it.
advertise.
Oh, that was a holiday one.
Yeah.
It was
25
maybe,
bucks?
no, it
It
wasn't
was
that.
about 2,800.
Probably 1,200 or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Eric,
Total budget was about 2,800
Right.
for the whole.
Yeah.
all
For
the-
the
And
whole
that was the
spend.
whole thing with the
Nice.
printing
Yeah.
and the advertising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
you were saying you thought about 1,200 for.
I
just-
would
Yeah.
think it's
Budget.
probably about, that makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
the rest of that, but because there were 2 Webster Grover Times ads and those are about 400.
No, I think these were 7. Well, no,
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
probably right.
yeah.
Well, there was, well, anyway, I shouldn't start
Yeah,
speculating.
and then 500 for the Facebook ads. Facebook.
The data, what comes back, do you have a way of tracking?
Well, I
I
ordered
guess the
500
number of
cards,
cards.
that's how
Yeah,
we'll
I
know.
was-
We can see how many people scan.
And
the,
who went where,
QR
I
code.
guess.
Like we
What?
did.
You'll be able to see based on the bingo cards of who went where,
Oh, sure.
traffic in the
Mhm.
stores.
That's true.
So,
And we'll have the QR code that's on everything. I can see how many people scanned it.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
also another little.
We should keep track of how many cards we give out and then how many come back too, as far as how many actually finish it. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be good
I
to know
guess
for the
we could
future.
really do
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
People do not need to be present to win, but they do have a spot to fill out their name and address and phone number, so if they're not there, we can give them their Webster bucks.
Perfect. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions on business bingo?
No questions. I just wanted to highlight, in connection with Working Webster Groves, Mike is going to be joining Jenny and our city leadership on City Chats along with Pam next Wednesday, our Facebook Live event.
Yeah.
So going to be talking business bingo and workingwebstergroves.com. So
yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Cece, Pam, you guys did great work on this, and so I'm
Thanks.
excited for it, and. Yeah, we'll
We've
see
been
what the
having
turnout is, but I
fun.
think it's gonna be
It's
fun.
been fun. Pam's been a great partner too.
It's been fun.
Thanks, Pam. All right, so should we hop into Working Webster Job Board and update where we are? I was just looking at it this morning. It looks like we've got a couple postings up there, some city ones, and then there was one from Sunrise I saw.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Just Working Webster Groves update. I just want to congratulate you all. It is up, and Sunrise, which is right across from City Hall, if you don't know where Sunrise is, literally the note went out from City Hall, and like 2 seconds later, I had the new first job posted.
Oh, great, it's great.
They sent it back right away. So we do have, everything is up. You'll see many different links across the city's website to the job board up in the main menus. And it is all posted. I really do hope that you can, again, remind your fellow businesses to use this, even for internships or volunteer roles. The more utilization and scaling we have, obviously, the better investment we can make in it and continue to push things up. So We are planning a postcard that will also be mailed out to businesses. All the businesses got an email, which I think Fran provided to you all yesterday, or if not, you will be getting it and seeing it. So that has gone out. And then we will be highlighting the chamber. We have ordered some collateral, both bookmarks and also can koozies. And we'll utilize not only Business Bingo to hand some of those out for people who that are interested, but also the chamber golf outing. The city is traditionally a whole sponsor, and so instead of just being by the city of Webster Groves, it'll be sponsored by Work and WebsterGroves.com. So we're branding that and really bringing that to businesses that are involved in that event as well. So we encourage the use. Obviously, you know the intents and what we're going to be doing here. So it's now a matter of continuing that outreach to businesses to have utilization of the job board.
Yeah, looks good. So, perfect.
Hey, Mike, just real quick on that. I know
Yes.
Bud had talked to the chamber. Bud, is there any feedback or anything in your conversations with chamber businesses?
They're waiting for it to come up, so they'll get the word today.
Got it.
Thank you. Good job.
Good deal. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Should we skip the shop local for now, do you think, or?
She's not here, so, I mean, all we be doing is talking about her.
Yeah, let's
Is
skip.
she, we not heard a thing, or she
So,
just can't make it?
Well, no, she was supposed to be here, but I was wondering if she saw the closed door. I would be surprised if she doesn't come. But her name is Christina. She is, she runs, the 314 Together, the Women's Creative and Procure Market. So we had talked before about trying to find out about, they're extremely effective. The way that they've been able to bring together entrepreneurs and small business owners and get the passion and the people showing up and spending money locally. So I was trying to find out some more information about that to report to the commission, and spoke to Eric earlier in the week because she stopped by and I talked to her at Maypop. They've got some really neat things that they're putting together for the holiday season this year, and they've got some gaps that they're trying to fill as far as locations, and Webster was on their mind. So she was going to come in this morning and talk a little more about that. So maybe if we have a little time and she does make it in, we can have her fill us in on some more details.
Tammy, do they have any kind of fee for participation
I have no
in
idea.
their programs?
We didn't talk about any of that because what we're talking about here is on a different level than what we would if like as a member of the Women's Creative. So
Well, I'm just wondering if she was here, I would say to her, would you be willing to promote the business bingo?
I have no idea, no idea.
Well, yeah, we'll
Still
come back
reject
to
her.
it. She's, yeah, but
Mike, I did want to, there's some more on that topic, just in relation to the QR code and such that we
Yeah.
talked about in those placards and such. We do believe very similar to the restaurant map. I think many of you are familiar. At one point, the city has had, and we still have, a restaurant map. We believe we can pull the business list completely into that GIS map. We're trying to make it a little more dynamic because when you do that, obviously you get little red pins all over the map in such a way that you can't distinguish what type of business you're looking at almost. So I'm trying to get it, we're working on the technology to make it a little more dynamic. So if you're looking for food places, you can, segregate those and highlight them. So, excuse me. So those are some of the challenges. We think we can accomplish that. It's just, these are some of the things that we've never thought of doing in City Hall. And so we're trying to get lists conforming to that type of usage. So.
okay. Yeah, that
But I
would be
do-
more helpful.
I do hope that we can have some collateral rolled out for the holiday shopping season. So.
Okay, great. Well, that's a good roll into the holiday budget stuff.
Yeah.
then.
Share.
It's about that time of the year, right?
It's about that time of the year, and I did ask Jenny, regardless if I had been there or not, to join us because I do. Jenny is our media buyer. This is where we utilize her, so I'm asking her to step in and really guide us on how we're going to see the media spend look.
So this is just a little look at like what we did last year and how much we spent. Last year, KZK, we spent about 2,800. It's a little bit more expensive this year. It's 2,895. They also are encouraging me to do social media buys at KZK, and they had some numbers for that. So it's one of those things where I might do that if we have the money. We spent $2,000 with ABC 30. My ABC 30 rep has moved to Fox 2, so she's still reaching out to me, but from Fox 2. So I'm gonna meet with her next week and we're gonna talk about what Fox 2 can do. Maybe we additionally do Fox 2, maybe we switch and do that instead of ABC 30, maybe I do both. I just kind of have to see what everybody's doing and how much they're willing to work for me. KMOB, that's the one that we do in very close partnership with the Old Webster Business District to promote their Christmas shopping day. So we usually buy ads at the same time that we buy an appearance on Great Day St. Louis, because it's cheaper for both when we do it together. And the Great Day St. Louis is usually somebody from one of the retail stores, and they're kind of showing everything that you can buy in Webster Groves, and it's kind of a little Christmas shopping segment. And it worked out really well last year.
Does part of their budget go into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they pay for Great Day and we pay for the spots, and the spots are just like, come to Webster Groves. They're very all over Webster Groves, but it's just cheaper if we buy it together as opposed to them doing it, me doing it.
Just get like Cece said, like people think we are in Shrewsbury. They have no idea that Webster Groves is over there, let alone about Old Orchard or Old Webster. We're constantly having to direct people around.
Yeah, I could see that, because even we hear a lot, like just from the places in Shrewsbury, people are like, there's, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts coming to Webster Groves, and it's like, no, that's technically Shrewsbury, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis Public Radio has reached out. They had this huge buy that they wanted me to do that was like $2,000 a month to sponsor the symphony, but I was like, I don't think we have the money for that, but let's talk about what we can do for Christmas. So she's gonna put together a package for that. Webster Kirkwood Times we always do, they're a little bit more expensive this year. Creative Entourage we paid last year to handle the Facebook page. We're not doing that this year. So we can spend a little bit more money into social media ads plus website giveaways, because we're taking that money away from Creative Entourage. We have about 19,000 to spend, and so right now I'm there, but those aren't the final numbers from a lot of those.
What is the Instagram account that you put things on?
It's just the Explore Webster Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you advertise on Explore Webster Facebook, it'll also do Instagram ads, even though there's no Explore Webster.
Because we
Instagram
tried,
page.
I recently were like, okay, so Explore Webster Groves, we were trying to send.
There's no
There
Explore
is
Webster
no-
account on it. There
There
is one,
but it hasn't been posted on.
and I
in
don't even
years.
know who. I tried to like guess as to what the password was, and I'm now locked out. I don't know who started it. I'm trying to figure out if we.
Instagram is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's really big deal.
And I would love it if we could get that back. That's
Maybe
kind
it could just be Shop Webster or
Yeah.
something instead of Explore Webster. I don't know, but
yeah, I would love to get Instagram.
you can
back.
reclaim that account.
I can put in a request to it. I have a government contacts for like the government accounts for Facebook, and they were pretty helpful.
Cause you like,
Some
you'll also
things.
get a lot of like traction and people paying attention. We've got so many little video clips. And that's a big deal on drawing things and getting people in and stuff like that, as far as the algorithms and how you show up in people's feeds. And things like that. But yeah, that's a really big platform that I don't think we have anything going on in the city. Things show up as far as like what's happening in City Hall,
Yeah,
but not as far as anything in Webster.
yeah. I'd love to. I'm gonna try and get control back. It's one of those things that's been on the list. I just haven't. At the end of the day, it's hard.
Jenny, in terms of this bingo, you placed the ad that were Instagram?
I placed the ad with Facebook, and it like, so a
And it
Facebook
went to
ad, yeah, an
Instagram.
Instagram ad will
Because it's
appear
on
for
the-
Explore Webster,
yeah.
but there's no.
There's nothing for it to go to.
Like it'll go to learn more, and it'll go to the website so they can learn more, but there's no like.
There's no
follow-
Instagram.
Doesn't go to
to
the
go to.
Instagram page, yeah.
Yeah, so. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so like us and like all the different retailers, most of us have about 20,000 followers
Mhm. On
on
Instagram.
Instagram, and it's a much bigger deal. It's about 4 times as much as what you get on Facebook.
Yeah, so we've got about 10,000 right now on the Explore Webster Facebook. But yeah, I like it. It's definitely a goal. It would be nice if I can get that done before the Christmas season.
I think Eric might have had something there. Eric, did you have something to say?
I just wanted to pop in and make sure with Jenny, for everyone, so you know, the general fund budget, meaning the BDC portion of the 19,000 is 10,500. Crossroads Business District has budgeted 1,000 towards holiday advertising, Old Orchard 3,000, and Old Webster 4,500 towards holiday advertising. Now, those 3 business districts all, you know, at least Old Webster and Old Orchard also, you know, have made some of those WKT, the Times advertisements in there. So we're spreading that across, and we always make sure that we have to, by the auditors, make sure we're spending that within the district in some way. So I just wanted to make everyone aware that, you know, essentially the general fund, the BDC side, really funds those really big purchases outside of things directly tied into those districts. So it's usually the TV and the radio and some of the social media account that really gets paid for out of that budget.
I am curious, where is KSDK in the mix? Have you talked to them or they just never?
Yeah, the last time I talked to them for like Showing St. Louis and some of that, they were really expensive. They were more expensive than Great Day. And it was, KMOV was kind of more willing to work with us. So it's just kind of, we went that route and yeah.
Is it up from last year, or is it just we're not spending on Creative Entourage? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, not spending on Creative Entourage and you know, some of those are guesstimates. Like I said, I might, when I talk to Fox 2, it might be that they want me to spend 5,000 and they don't really have anything in that, so we don't do anything with Fox 2, you know. So right now it's just tentative, and the people in the other that those are my sales reps, so I can remember who's who when I'm talking.
Who is doing the creative? How are you dealing with creative if you don't have anybody doing creative?
For the print ads, we can do those easily. That's no problem with Canva. For the TV ads, like KMOV and all of them, they, as a part of their promo group, they come out and they shoot video, and they are willing to do that as a part of the spend. So that's not a problem. I do have the photographer that we used years and years ago that did some of the business districts. I had money in the budget to hire him again because I really like his style and how he does things. So I'm putting together a list of more places around Webster. Your area is one of them because we don't have any nice of that strip. The Betty's Book strip is kind of another area that it's just, we don't have them featured, and then some night shots of some of the businesses as well. So
It would be nice to get some updated ones, because I noticed on the last one, the last video of Explore Webster Growth that was done professionally and not by
Yes.
students, had like 4 out of the 6 shots that were shown were Old Webster.
yeah,
They weren't like any of the other places around. So
yeah.
it's
So
nice to have like that you're putting together.
we'll do some new still photos, and then when KMOV, whenever they want to shoot the spots, I'll make sure that they go to different spots in Webster Groves.
Good deal. Yeah. Awesome. I guess our next deal is the 2023 meeting schedule, right? Which shouldn't take too long to go through. I mean, do you have it pulled up? And it's got a link, but I mean, it's the
Yeah.
ideally
So,
we keep everything the same, right? I mean,
yeah. So, Mr. Chair, the schedule that was sent out, and Jenny, I don't know if you have it pulled up or not, but it's fine. It's the 4th. You're the 4th Thursday. Excuse me, I had to think of it here real quick. 4th Thursday of every month, 8 to 9:30. We did move, obviously, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving in November, to a different date on that schedule. So the point, we want to publish the 23 schedule in the coming months here. Just wanted to look through. We know, I believe we're canceling December for this group. You know, this year, is there anyone that you want to take off? Does the meeting time not work so we can make sure to have meeting rooms available and such? So that's just a review of looking ahead. Does the schedule work? Is it good with everyone? And can we get it published? So.
I don't think we need to take any more off. I know we usually take December off. I think that works out well. Everybody good with keeping the same meeting time next year?
Do we stop in the summer at all?
No.
No.
every now and again, we won't get a quorum sometimes 1 month in the summer just with people's travel, but I don't think we had that issue this year. What do you think?
So-
Everybody good?
So,
Sounds good. All right.
All right, so I'll take December off. Is that what I heard, Mr. Chair? Like we did this year?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
All right, and then. Let's see, business district updates. Eric, do you want to go through those?
I certainly can. I don't see, Tim is not with us, but I
Tim's
will
not
just
here
say.
today. Yeah, I was gonna say, we usually have Tim for.
Right, so I will always look to Fran for things I miss, but I just want to say, I think both Jazz Fest was a resounding success. Gazebo Series in Old Orchards has been a resounding success. Pickleball and Crossroads was a resounding success. So events in the business districts have been very successful this year. In fact, Pickleball has already booked their time for the end of September next year. So they're going to be back with a vengeance and Crossroads. Jazz Fest and Gazebo Series, I expect to continue on as well in the coming years. So everyone's getting ready for Christmas now as we move through that, and also trick or treating, which I'm going to turn to Fran because I always forget which day it is if she remembers trick or treating days. So
It's always the Saturday before Halloween,
That's right.
3 to 5 in the afternoon, and it's held in Old Orchard and Old Webster.
and then there's also Walktoberfest coming up.
Oktoberfest is in Old Webster. It's both Saturday and Sunday, like the 15th and 16th. That was started during COVID.
Mhm.
We couldn't do anything inside, so it was billed as do something outside, and it was so successful that because it's family friendly, so it's not a beer fest like a lot of your Oktoberfest things are.
Mhm.
I think that's why it's still popular. So this will be the 3rd year for that event.
So how is it? You know, I don't think I've been around to go. How is this a special event compared to others? Is it just a regular?
Compared to other events,
Yeah, is it the same idea with retailers having,
we have Oktoberfest bands, we have German bands.
okay,
Businesses also may do individual bands at their locations. Everybody does things focused with that theme.
okay.
And they try to have something outside. We're still trying to keep that outside thing.
Yeah, usually the weather is so
Fall
nice. still.
celebration.
Actually, it starts to
Yes.
finally get there.
Exactly. Right,
Yeah,
and I think that's another trigger for bringing people out.
Did Rolling Ridge have like one of their little craft fairs last year, or am I thinking about a different event?
Now that's, they have that during open house and.
Oh, okay.
They host.
Yeah, Walktoberfest is cute. We've gone at least once.
Perfect. Yeah, so a lot of fun things coming up. City updates. And, do you have anything for us?
I do have a main question. I'm sorry I didn't get to ask this before. Is
Okay.
it public about the charter advisory review board yet?
Yeah,
The selections?
it's online. The press release is online.
Okay.
And it was sent to Webster Grover Times, I think it's after their deadline, but
Great, okay, so Tuesday night, we made our final selections for the Charter Review Advisory Board, and congratulations for Tammy, who was selected.
So like the people don't know, like I didn't know.
Okay,
So yeah, I sat down, she sat down, and I was like, oh,
so yes, Tammy, congratulations, we're very happy to have you on board with our group, I think it's an incredible group, I think we've got some new faces and we've got some people that are known. All sorts of ages and backgrounds, and so. I think council is very confident in the makeup of the board, and we are looking forward to hearing. And we also went through a list of items that we would like for you to definitely review. One was a setup of just block, mostly administrative tasks that we said, this group of tasks, go ahead and move over. And then we went through a bunch of individual ones that were more based on our knowledge and experience of being with on council. And so again, they'll be starting in October. once they get together, you'll be hearing more from that. Anything else? Sustainability Commission, I can talk about the commissions I'm liaison for, is doing a lot of work right now. They're preparing to present for Forever Webster Groves, which is their strategic plan, and there will be some suggestions for business areas. I know they're working on some initiatives that would affect the dining in Webster, et cetera.
Are they involved with the electronic charging stations?
Yes, you mean the electric vehicle
Yeah, yeah.
charging stations, yes. And so that there will be 6 located, all at City Hall, or no, 2 at Public Works, 4 here at City Hall, 2 will be for the public use. And then the other 2 will be for our city fleet, which include police and public works vehicles.
So how do we start the discussion with them about in the business districts? Because that will be a draw for the businesses in that district as well.
That is a phase, that's the phase. This is a phased approach in as far as installing the charging stations, and so business districts is a next target. Trying to think what else about.
So they're getting ready to
sustainability.
present, who they presenting to,
They will be presenting to
council.
council.
city council.
And they're also-
Late October meeting is most likely.
So are they, you said they were coming up with like an
They're-
initiative, is that
they're-
like for the businesses or just the restaurants or what?
The strategic plan outlines 4 areas in which they can apply a sustainable lens and start working towards policies and community engagement. And so business districts is one aspect of that. Essentially, it's under the built environment section of the strategic plan.
Tammy and Pam, if I can just hop in real quick, I think a
Yes,
good
go
way to
ahead.
think about it is essentially a sustainability plan for the city. That is not just the city operations, but the policies that the city enforces upon residential and commercial users in terms of how to create practices and incentivize practices that are more sustainable and in line with climate change goals.
Thank you, Eric. We've also started working on strategic planning. Council will be meeting in the mid-October again on a retreat about strategic planning or creating a strategic plan. Anything else, Eric? I think that's pretty much, that's the big picture items.
Only thing I can think of for sustainability is that they are doing their pumpkin recycling.
Oh, right, November 5th.
November 5th, yep, and
Pumpkin
it's like from
recycling.
8 AM to noon in
Yes.
the rec center parking lot, so.
So they're a very active commission, as is you all are, and some of the others.
We did it. We're doing a good job.
And they like people to come. I know they're looking for volunteers to come smash pumpkins on that day to help.
Get the children.
Yes.
Oh, the kids, I know they were
Yeah.
really funny. They had like little tiny kids. One kid was just hacking at the pumpkin. It's like, what is he so angry about? Like he's so angry.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to add a couple quick more updates. We do expect Firehouse number 2 to be finished in October. So we'll be
Okay.
inviting the public to an open house down there, which you all be invited to as well down on Elm and Rose. And then also there is Public Safety Day being put on by the city the following, I think it's the 29th, which is the same day as trick or treating, which fire and police are collaborating on at both firehouses to have some demonstrations of different public safety things. I know the fire department is building a tiny home to set a couch afire in the parking lot in that home and show how the fire quickly progresses through residential structures. So it's a Public Safety Day, really concentrating on safety and such is coming up as well. And then of course, we're all getting ready for the next round of holiday season, which also means winter season, which means a whole nother set of issues for the city. And we are meeting flooding issues are certainly still on the table and on the topic of du jour for many folks. We are working hard on not only the FEMA reimbursement to the city for its damages, but also to finalize what will need to be done on buyouts and such for those properties that were affected by the floods in July.
Okay.
And I have to log off, so I'm going to let you all continue with Jenny, all right?
All right, thanks, Eric.
Thanks much.
Would you pass my list?
Oh, that's important.
One of the things that we were doing back when I first started on the commission that I really missed is when we would go through and see what new businesses are coming.
Yeah, I
in
was
here.
hoping somebody would.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of just flashing a thing on the screen, I think it's like, it's almost like a rite of passage for the business to be announced at our commission and for us to know where it is.
Yeah,
for
know what they
everyone
do, because sometimes when we see it on the screen, here we get an email.
to Welcome them. If
I
you-
could
you
look
know,
that up,
like
if you
that.
know, what section would that,
And I honestly think it's just August that we have online.
Yeah,
Um,
is it, would it be in our work session PDF?
Oh, it might be, that actually might be a place to, 'cause sometimes I can grab.
I'm
it
looking in
there.
my. the
So while you
packet.
guys are looking, I have to say, and maybe Pam also
Here, I got it
experiences,
right
when
here.
I walked in and I said, I'm with the Webster Groves Business Development Commission. There was some weight there and it was a nice thing. You know, to
Oh,
have
is to
some,
have an elevator speech, you mean?
no, to know the retailers were being paid attention to by the Webster Groves Business Development
Oh,
Commission. I felt that they
Yeah,
responded positively to that. So to Tammy's point, like if we wander into their store and say, I'm with the Webster Groves Business Development Commission, I just want to welcome you to Webster. That's an appreciated gesture.
Actually, whenever a new business opens a retail or whatever, we take them a thank you plan. Or a welcome. plan.
Very
No,
nice.
So like the Webster Dry Goods, we never talked about the Webster Dry Goods opening in here.
Webster what?
Dry goods.
Yeah.
Dry goods, you're right, we did not.
Oh, yeah, so there's like lots of neat things happening and it would be great to.
so this is a list of business licenses, that's, you know, how we're tracking,
yeah,
so I don't know this, the scoop.
Sure.
But of the new businesses that we've got registered in August is a NHA, Enaj Care Home Health, AJ Nail Lounge, those are both on Watson and Big Bend, Eurotrash, which is an interior design firm, Elite Title Company on Brentwood, South Brentwood, and Cornerstone Therapy at 16 North Gore.
okay,
And
Yeah.
that was, is that August or September?
This is August.
August.
okay, so we're always gonna lag them up behind then, basically on the data, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
I
could, I
gotta
mean,
check out.
okay, thanks,
Yeah,
bud.
I gotta check out too,
Take,
guys.
Take Becca to the airport. She's got a flight out of here in a little bit.
Oh,
That's good.
well, I'll take this time to slip too then.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, talk it up, everybody, talk it up, put it on
Yeah.
your social media.
We'll see you on Saturday.
This Jenny and Fran will get you the social media assets and the talking
Yeah.
points.
Perfect.
There's
Thanks,
a-
Lindsay.
Like sometimes I hear about things just in St. Louis Magazine before they've even applied for a business license or done.
Right.
That's right. Look
Yeah.
for that social
Like,
media or something, I feel like that.
It's gonna be kind of across the street from Novel Neighbor.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Plan Mara is usually the best, you know, the one with the scoop.
Yeah, she usually was, when she was
Yeah.
sitting in, she was a good point of contact on that stuff,
Yeah.
she knew what was going on, so.
Just because they
Oh,
do
that
that.
Peasley bought the printer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like,
That
that's
is
all,
exciting.
that's all big business.
Yeah, I wondered how.
But you won't find that on.
No.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be
Right.
found there,
Not
yeah,
until they get their license and start doing the permits. I think that's what like
And
Mara.
Fresh
done.
Minds bought their building. You know, that was actually a part of our roundtable and like important things was the businesses of Webster Groves having opportunities to purchase the buildings they're in and become stakeholders in the real estate of here.
What's
So-
Fresh Finds? What is that?
That's Mark Cece's son.
Okay.
It's
Fresh vintage.
mid-century modern vintage store
Okay.
over by.
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
I was also gonna mention, this is Pam, the creative now, Pam, the business person talking. We have a group that kind of started informally in 2019 called Webster Groves Creatives, and it's came from a few of us that are like, hey, you know, there's a lot of designers and photographers and just kind of people that are full-time creatives that live here in Webster. Let's start getting together. So we are kind of back in action, and I know we've talked to Tammy before about hosting, but lately we've been hosting at area, you know, people's studios and stuff. And so October 5th, Friday the 5th, we are having a get together at Jennifer Silverberg's studio on Marshall Avenue. Anybody's invited. We have a
You
Facebook
haven't been
page.
there, it's the most amazing building.
Yes, it's awesome. WG Creatives is on Facebook and Instagram. Again, there's just 3 admin people right now that are just very informally getting together, but anybody is welcome to come to that. It's a free event. Sometimes, we will have some food, but you're welcome to bring your own beverages. And it's just kind of a stay and hang out for an evening.
Good deal. Fran, do you want to add like the new businesses opening, maybe just like as a new business, just kind of standing item for the future stuff, future meetings?
On the agenda, so.
Yeah, just on the agenda, just quick agenda item. I like having that. I agree. I think it's a good conversation. First know what's going on.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that,
It's also gonna change. I mean, not that we'll be able to go through all of the home-based ones kind of things either, but to be aware of them when we can, because the licensing. has
Yeah, we won't know
changed.
about them at all.
We won't, yeah, so I'm
That's
not
right.
sure if we will know at all
No, we
or
won't.
whatever, but yeah, that'll be a thing.
so anything that we should add as far as agenda items onto next meeting? Probably a
Well,
recap
hopefully
of
we can have 314 together, that one.
314 together.
It was a last minute thing. We didn't know if they could make it so quickly.
Yeah, maybe a recap of the business bingo, like the data as far as, what our turnout was and everything like that, how it went. There'll probably be more holiday things as well. So, perfect. Pam,
Yes.
do you have one more meeting with us? Or is this your last meeting?
I'm not sure. I timed out. And Katie at City told me that she has an interview for a new member on October 4th.
Okay,
So probably not unless you want me to sit in and just talk about that one agenda item, how business bingo turned out.
up to you. We appreciate you and the time that you've spent on the board and everything that you've done. If you'd like to come to the next meeting, because you've had so much to do with business bingo, and then we make that your last meeting, I'm on board with it. I don't think that's a problem at all.
There she is.
Oh. Hey,
Sorry, this is Christina.
hey, you're okay.
Sorry. Good morning. Yeah, so if you have a few minutes.
Check it later, Mike, about that.
Yeah.
How things go.
Yeah,
I don't know how strict the rules are. But
She always
I've
comes a
actually
visitor.
yeah.
been-
Worst case, if you come by as a visitor.
Pardon
So,
me?
I said, worst case, you can come by as a visitor. But thank you, Pam. Yeah, you've been on this board longer than I have. I know that. And so.
Well, only a little.
So, we just wrapped up most of what's on our agenda, so we can spend a few minutes filling people in on what it is you do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good morning.
Morning.
I'm Christina Weaver. I am the co-founder of the Women's Creative, or one of them. I run an organization that started out supporting women-owned businesses, and then during COVID, we launched a big marketing campaign to support local businesses called 314 Together. So we do still day to day do a lot of work with large community activation campaigns and public community events, primarily vendor markets or different kinds of like activities and experiential events. In the last year, those have included Procure Market at City Foundry, Date Night at Union Station, a wellness event called Breathe that was hosted in collaboration with the Kranzberg Art Foundation, and a variety of other events. We also have different opportunities for local women-owned businesses. 314 Together is another part of our business, and it started off as just a hashtag. And it was a hashtag campaign. The March 13th, so 314 day, or 13-14, 314 day of 2019, when we all started locking down, we did a big PR campaign encouraging local businesses to use the hashtag 314 Together to tell the community how they could support them. And it ended up going really well. As part of that, the following holiday season, we launched a campaign as part of 314 Together called the Keep It Local campaign. It was a really, really fun, actually a really, really fun campaign. One of the most fun I think we've ever done. We partnered with Schnucks, Ameren, and Anheuser-Busch.
And we sold what is essentially, if you're familiar with like the Glennon card, we basically created a Keep It Local card where we encourage local businesses to just let us know a discount or a small gift that they would give people if they use the card. Local shoppers purchase the card for $10. We took all the proceeds from the card, donated, well, the first thing that we did is we actually, we took some portions of the proceeds out in $100 bills, and we had local influencers randomly popping up in local stores, rewarding shoppers who were shopping local with a $100 bill, and we'd videotape it and tag everybody. It was really fun. Schnucks was giving gift cards, so we would give those away too, and then Anheuser-Busch was doing beer. So we do these fun giveaways to reward people for shopping local. Did a big marketing campaign around it. And we were able, actually, a lot of the businesses we featured were here in Webster. So,
But the ones that weren't even on the card benefited. So
Yeah.
like, we didn't know that we weren't a part of the card, but we saw the energy, and then the level of engagement was in people being conscious about the choices of local. And so you guys would put things out there like tag where you love to shop.
yes.
And so every kind of opportunity for small businesses was thrown into the mix.
Yep.
Even if they weren't an initial part of the plan.
Yeah, and it was very easy for businesses to participate. They shot us one quick email, put a discount code on their website, or just knew when people walked in with the card to reward them. If they didn't want to participate, 314 Together is a open public Facebook group with about 16,000 people on it. And so businesses at any time can just pop in and remind people that they exist and to be part of it. But as part of the Keep It Local campaign, we were running a lot of engagement.
It was a lot of energy.
What
And
was the
then
time frame for that?
It was, this would have been December of 2020.
and then last year, when the holiday season started coming around, local businesses felt it. There was a difference in the energy. It wasn't the same kind of passion for things. And, it showed in sales. And it wasn't just us. I mean, we were talking to like other independent retailers in St. Louis at the time, and it was softer. And so we felt and saw the value in that kind of an initiative, and which is why I reached out to Christina to see like what can we do to have those kinds of awareness on a more regular basis.
So, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so the time was fortuitous. We had already been talking to a couple of businesses in Webster about bringing an event here called Winter Market. This was one that we did at City Foundry last year. We've struggled to find one individual location for it. So the strategy that we're taking now, or kind of we were thinking of taking, is working on engaging just businesses and essentially signing up to be part of the event, and then we will drive traffic to your location during the day that it exists, and then or that it's happening. And then the locations that do have room for, because traditionally it's been a vendor market. So the locations that do have room for a few vendors and other local businesses, we will pair them together and have
More like a
some extra
progressive kind of
businesses.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, we did this, so I have to be careful because my team doesn't love like the market crawl version of a vendor market. It's very difficult to coordinate. So for 314 Day, in collaboration with STL Made last year, we did a citywide market crawl. And Forehand supported it, and it was really fun. But it's haywire to try to coordinate it. To do it in one neighborhood, I think would be much more reasonable. And we really were looking for maybe just one or two locations where we would put vendors. And then otherwise, we've just asked the local brick and mortars to sign up to be part of the marketing and the flyers, so that people who are coming into Webster that day to shop would know to go to all of the different locations that are participating.
Yeah.
And that's something that's already on our radar. We've been working with Lauren from Bulk and Treat Box and we were going to approach the ladies at Rolling Ridge to see, because they're kind of creating a partnership. So that was a little bit on our radar already. And then once Tammy I had kind of I hadn't forgotten about the Keep It Local campaign, but it was a lot of work and we did it as a volunteer effort and we just didn't have the like financial bandwidth to do it last year. And so I have been talking to my team about looking at pulling in some sponsors or some support to potentially relaunch that campaign. Those types of campaigns and things like 3 and 4 Together, we call them community activation campaigns. It's a very organic marketing experience. And when it's something that the community feels really strongly about, like shopping local, it's not that it's easy to do, it's a tremendous amount of communication and you have to get the branding right and all of that. But it goes really, really well. It really makes a difference.
And with the feds raising the rates this week and consumer confidence is gonna soften, if we could get something going this year, I think it would really benefit all of the independents in St. Louis. Yeah.
That's great.
Does anybody wanna ask about business bingo and if there's any alliance there we could do?
Yeah, I mean, so this event that we have coming up, this business bingo is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And it's basically like, I mean, what is it, 25 different businesses? And so 25 different businesses, so a bingo card and then it goes all day. So it's 10 to 4. People come to Llewellyn's, that's their meeting spot, get the card, take as much time as you want, explore the businesses, eat lunch, have fun, and then come back at, is it 3 to 5, Pam? Is that when the kind of party is?
The party's at 4 to 5.
Or, okay,
The drawings.
yeah, so, yeah, so that's going on this Saturday, so I don't know, next Saturday. not this
These
Saturday.
smaller kinds of localized things post onto the 314 Together.
So the 3 and 4 Together Facebook page is open to anyone who wants to post on it or be part of
Could you-
it.
Jenny.
Yeah, could you put it
lost
there?
our form.
Oh,
okay,
Dan.
we can't make any official decisions, we can still chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so anybody can post on the Facebook page about the event.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, and if you're not a member, you just hop in and we'll accept you and then you can post and cheer.
okay.
Perfect.
You also have an Instagram following too.
Yes.
That's where we mostly are aware of you.
Yes, so 3 and 4 Together does have an Instagram following, and it's just 3 and 4 Together is the Instagram. We are just now reactivating it. It's kind of sat still.
Well, it's starting to pop up in my feed again.
Good, I'm so glad.
You don't know, right?
Yeah,
The algorithms and things
you
like
don't
that.
know, that's right. What's funny about 3 and 4 Together is it really was like a volunteer campaign that we ran. And so we're kind of trying to rebuild it to figure out if we can't, I mean, we're in a business, so we're trying to figure out if we can't rebuild it to get some support behind the actual movement itself and get it going. Because I do think you're right. I think this year especially, it's going to be important that we reactivate a lot of that language and a lot of.
It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of cities even that have, these kind of small business districts and that, Maplewood, Kirkwood, things like that wouldn't be, would be interested in trying to find a way to support.
Yeah, what would you want, or what could help you
Yeah,
guys
what
out
helps.
from a city like
Absolutely.
us? Yeah.
So I think that kind of 2 things. We try to keep it really, really simple for all of our partners. I mean, we really do all the work. You guys are everybody's busy, especially the small business owners. And so we are looking for, whether it's for a one-off event like Winter Market, which would be super appropriate because it's here in Webster, or for a larger campaign. I mean, it's really just kind of 2 things: financial partnership or actual like marketing partnership where you are using like your connections, your email lists, your.
Ideally, it would be both.
Ideally, it's both. The most impactful is both. We, what we have found is that sometimes in St. Louis, it's easy to want to do things organically. And we're now working in other cities. So like we work in Kansas City and in Tampa. And what we're watching is campaigns where there is even a little bit of money behind it. And you're really saying, we're going to hire this professional organization who has done it before. They've got a track record. They know what they're doing.
They got success behind them.
They have
know what
success
they're
behind
doing.
them.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, your dollars in the beat, like me going that much
And
further.
also you get a little skin in the game, and
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yes, yeah, and the Women's Creative is a local women-owned business where I mean, I
It's
was
a paid
going to-
membership, you know.
It's a paid membership, people participate in it, and we're a very diverse group of women, and we intentionally engage a really diverse audience. So I think you'll see with Winter Market that there will be a very significant amount of people from North City, North County, who are coming into Webster to shop and participate because that's our audience. We've intentionally built that, so.
When is that?
We are working with Rolling Ridge to figure it out, but my preference would be Small Business Saturday and the Sunday after that. So the Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. And we're also looking at the 3rd and 4th of December, which would be the weekend after that.
That's our holiday house tour.
Would that be a good fit?
If we do,
or-
if Hickson's doing it, it's the first Saturday or no, first Sunday in December usually, right?
Is that always what it is? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. My kids aren't fixing yet.
Well, that it's a bit challenging because like, what do they have? Like 300 to 500 people usually go through the houses and things. And so there's gonna be energy focused in a different direction.
Okay.
Or I don't know if it would.
Yeah, or people are just, yeah, it could go either way, I don't know, like, or they're in a Christmassy mood and they're.
Right,
already
like
doing
house
stuff,
tour and
so,
shop,
yeah.
we'd be out.
And that's like a hard thing for them to put together. I don't know if they're gonna do it again this, COVID changed everything.
I know, it's
So,
hard to have a bunch of people in your home.
Yeah,
but just to let you know that that was usually.
it's always just.
No, they're not.
It's mad.
Yeah, well, I mean, and again, like, we've worked with community organizations, developments, neighborhoods for years. We've been around for about 7 years. We are extraordinarily collaborative. That's kind of how we built our business. And so because of that, we have to be flexible. So whatever, we're here to work around the partners that we have
Cool.
and to work with you.
Cool.
Thanks, Christine.
Well, this is like suddenly, this literally came out of nowhere. We just talked 2 days ago.
Yes.
So as you and your team start to think of things or whatever, can we continue this dialogue on
Yes.
what might work?
What would be helpful for you? Do you want to see actual proposals and, I mean, we usually keep things super streamlined and simple. I'll have an initial conversation like this.
Mhm.
If there's interest, we send a proproposal and then you guys can decide what the fit is.
Yeah, I just
So-
like official proposals is good, and then they can always just kind of decide. Eric Peterson, he's the staff person kind of filling in, because he's working with one of our unions today, but yeah, I'm gonna give you my card, and that way, if there's anything, future them putting it in touch and doing those proposals and seeing if there's the financial partnership or the marketing or both, as we said, and what we can do to help out.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for having me. I'm so sorry that I had the time confused.
It's okay.
That's okay. It worked out well, except for people that had to pop off, we were able to spend a good amount of time, so.
Yeah. Well, so our next meeting is October 27th, but we have a lot of things in between then. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see each other between now and then. So
I probably won't be on that one.
we'll not be at that meeting.
No, I've been able to participate when traveling before, but I don't think I can.
It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, well, as long as we have a quorum, that'll be our next meeting. So
Okay.
good deal. Let's go ahead and adjourn. All right. Thanks all. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Kara.
Bye.